Alright friends, inside this video topic, we'll discuss the concept of first API integration of WooCommerce with our React application, and that will be how to get all the products from WooCommerce and how to bind with our products component. Let's go back to editor. So here, I'll go and open src api.js, and here I'll create our first method, that is get all products from WooCommerce Store. And here, let's say const get products or simply get all products equals to, this will be async method because I will use the concept of try catch block. So async function block, here we have some spelling mistake. Then after, let's use first try catch block, and here in case of any error, then I will go inside this catch block and let's say simply console.log, and simply we will print those errors inside our console tab. Otherwise, we have to go inside this try block. So here, let's say const URL equals to, let's copy this API URL, which is the concatenation value of this project URL with this wp-json wc3v3. So here, inside this, let's say backtick symbol, then here I will concatenate this API URL because this time I have to get only the products. So API URL forward slash products. Then after, if I go back to Postman, so this is our API URL, and inside this API URL also we have to pass this authorization like auth 1.0, signature method, consumer key, consumer secret. So all these things we can generate from the method of digital signature what we have created inside last video topic. So this was the method. So simply let's copy, go here, let's say const auth equals to, or simply I will call it as auth params equals to method, and inside this method, look at here, we have to pass the URL as a parameter, and by default request method is get here, so no need to pass because we are hitting this products API using get request to list all the products. So simply I'll pass this URL here. Now in return, it will return the authentication parameters. If I go, so it will return the consumer key, then nonce value, signature method, timestamp, and the auth version. Let's scroll down here. Now next, let's say const response equals to await, and here we'll use the Axios instance, that is API. I'll use get request method. So here get method is used to inject with get request type. Then here let's pass URL. So URL is containing API URL and the products endpoint. But remember, inside this Axios instance also we have configured this base URL. So no need to pass API URL here. So simply we can pass forward slash products. Then after, inside the second argument, let's pass an object. And before passing the second object value, if I go back to Postman, so we can see after passing all these things inside authorization, automatically this Postman has converted all these values inside this parameters section. We can see inside this params tab, like here we have the consumer key, auth nonce, auth signature. So it means all these signature value now assigned inside this params. So simply let's go here in the same step, and inside the second object, let's say params equals to, it will be auth params. And remember, this authorization parameters we are generating from this digital signature method. And inside this digital signature method, we are passing the API URL. Now next, simply here let's say return response dot data. Now the method concept is complete because in this method, whenever if we call this method, it will return the complete list of all the products of WooCommerce product store. Save all these changes. Let's go and open our product component file. So I will find that file inside pages folder. Then here we have products.jsx. So we can see that right now we have some static values, static products. So what I will do, I'll go here First, I will use the concept of user state. So let's say const products. Let's say set products, our state manager equals to user state, and initially it will contain an empty array. Then after, here I will use the concept of use effect. So let's say use effect, and inside this use effect, simply I'll go and define a method called const. Let's say fetch products equals to. Now, next after this, we have to call this method called get all products from this API.js. So how to call? So first thing first, let's go inside this method signature and add called export const get all products. Now this method will be available. So let's copy this method name. Then go here inside this component file. Let's say import export here. It will be get all products from. So this product component file is inside pages folder. If I go here inside this pages folder, so to include this file api.js, we have to go one folder back. So it will be 2 dot forward slash and then api.js. Now successfully, we are able to call this method. So let's copy this method name. Then I will go here. Let's say const data equals to, and here it will be await. It will be get all products. Now before using this keyword await, let's use async keyword. So once we get all the products, also add this dependency as an empty array. Let's call this fetch products, and one more thing, I will copy this state products, which is initially the empty array of this state variable. So after getting all the products inside this data, simply here let's call it as set products, and inside this set products I will pass simply the data, and here in return, like this method, as we can see that this method in return, it is returning the response of the API, and the response of the API is nothing all about products information. So simply after getting those responses, those data, those products, simply we're setting inside this state variable called products. Save all these changes. Now here, if I go and let's say console.log, and I will add console.log data. So simply we are getting all the products, and for the time being I am printing those values inside console tab. Save these changes. Let's go back to browser, go inside application, let's reload. Now if I inspect, there is no error inside console tab. Let's go inside this products tab, and here, okay, here we have some error. So if I go into this network tab, here we have the API call, and inside this API call, look at here, we are passing the payload informations as the consumer key, auth signature, timestamp, version number, and signature value. But inside this preview response, we are getting some error message that is invalid signature. So why we are getting? Let's go back to editor. So first I will go into this API.js, and here let's copy this auth params, and if I try to log, let's say console.log, save these changes, and now we can see that inside that auth params, here we have all these values. So I think it is working. So where is the mistake? If I go to check all about the settings and the configurations, so here we have the API URL, and okay, inside this API URL, we don't need to pass this forward slash at the end of this path. So simply project URL, then here we have wp-json, wc, and v3, because as we know that this API URL we have concatenated with these products. So automatically, if we have added forward slash here, so this URL is adding one more extra forward slash inside these products. So that's why we have to remove this forward slash from here. Save these changes. So if I go back to browser again, let's reload. And now we can see that this time we have all the products from WooCommerce Store. If I go into this network tab, and here we have the API call with all the payload informations, and in response, we can see that successfully here we have all those product data. Let's go inside console tab. Let's open any of the object, and now we can see that here we have much more informations, and by the help of these properties, these information, simply we can bind those data with this static HTML. So if I see here, so this is all about button text, catalog, then here we have the categories information, then here we have product description, external, this is product name, product permalink. So much more informations we are getting from this API call. So what we have to do, let's go inside this editor. Let's go inside this product component. So all those products successfully we have set inside this state variable. So what I have to do, let's copy this state variable. Then I will go here. So this is our first product information. This is our second product information. So I will go and remove this second static HTML. And here, before this first static HTML, first product of HTML, here I will use the concept of map method. So curly pairs, this is products dot map method. I will iterate over each single product. So single product, and these products we are getting from WooCommerce API. Let's iterate over those. So let's cut this D from here. Then I will go here. Let's pass parenthesis. Inside this parenthesis, let's put all this HTML code. Now here, what basically we have to do, we have to bind the dynamic value in place of these static values. So for example, first I want to display this image like image file. Let's go here, and if I go and let's open any of the object, for example, this 0th index, and if I search for the image path, so inside this images, we can see here we have at the 0th index, let's open. Now it is containing the source of that product image. So simply we have to go inside images property, then we have to go at the 0th index, and here we have the src. And now next after this, inside this HTML, let's go inside this src attribute. So I will remove this static image path, and here use curly pairs, so single product. Then we have to go inside our images property, then we have to go and access our 0th index, and inside this 0th index we have to read src attribute, save these changes. So if I go, and now we can see that once we change the src path, now we can see successfully we are getting all the products images. Also, we have to change the product name. So if I go and search for product name, so we can see that inside each object, here we have the name property. So what I will do, let's go here, and inside this HTML, here we have the product name as well inside this alt attribute. So first let's update. So let's remove this static value, curly pairs, so single product dot name. Save these changes. So in the same way, let's copy this value. Then I will go here. Let's remove this static value and simply put here. Now next, if I save all these changes, let's go back to browser. And here, now along with the dynamic images like the product thumbnail, also we are getting the dynamic product name. Now let's do for this product price. So if I go into each of the object, so we can see that here we have the price property, and also we can see here we have the regular price, and one more key we'll see called sale price. So here we have the price value and the regular price. So regular price is the normal price of each product, but let's suppose that if any product is in discount, so the discounted price will get inside this sale price. But for the time being, I'll go with the regular price value. So let's go here, and in place of this static value, let's remove curly pairs. Let's a single product dot regular price. Save these changes. And if I go here, and now we can see that in this value, here we have the dynamic price value, no value, it's okay. Here we have the value, and overall inside each product, now here we have the regular price value. But in this case, the price value is missing. And why it is missing? Let's go and reload. I'll go into the second object, because inside this second object value, here we don't have any price value. So let's open at the first index, and here if I go and search, so this is price, which is okay. but inside this regular price, we don't have any value, and inside the sale price, we don't have any value. So in this case, if this is empty, we have to read the value of this price. So what I will do, let's go here, put double pipe symbol, and here it's a single product dot, and I have to read the sale price, not sale price. This is only the price value. Save these changes. So if I go, and now we can see that this time we are getting this value as well, and all the products now this time have the dynamic thumbnail image, dynamic product title, and also have the dynamic product price. Now let's do the update for this description. So if I go here, and inside here, if I go, so here we have the description property. So let's copy. Then I will go here, and one more thing, inside this description also we can see that it is containing the HTML tags. So here, what basically we have to do, let's go and remove first this description. Then I will go into this p tag, and here I will use a property called dangerously set inner HTML, and inside this object let's pass HTML attribute, and here we have, it's a single product dot description value, because this description is containing some HTML tag. So that's why we have used one more property inside this p tag, that is dangerously set inner HTML, and inside this object here we have HTML property and the value of it. Save these changes. So if I go, and now we can see that, let's go and reload. Now here we have the product thumbnail image, product title, product price, and all those product. Here we have the products information. Now next, I'll do the categories. Like here we have the category 1 and category 2, which is static. So if I go and open any of the object, for example, this first one, and here we can see, here we have the categories array. Let's open at the 0th index. Now we can see the name of the category. So what we have to do, simply we have to go inside categories property. Inside categories, we have to get the 0th index and the name value. But one more thing, as we can see that inside each object of product, here we have the categories, which is an array, which means that any single product can be linked with one or more categories. So what we have to do, let's go back to editor. So simply, let's first remove this, like the static categories, then curly pairs, and here it's a single product dot categories. So first I will get all the categories, then I will go and loop through by using this map method, and here I'll read each category. So here category, and I will get the each category name. It's a category dot name. So after getting all the categories name, for example, at the first index, second index, third index, so I will use the concept at lastly by using this join method. It means that whenever a single product have more than one category, so in that case, all the categories name will be linked with that product by using this comma. Save these changes. So if I go, let's open into duplicate tab, let's reload. And if I scroll, now we can see that this first product is of this category, this category. So each product now linked right now with a single category. So successfully, now here we have the dynamic product thumbnail, dynamic product title, product price. Here we have the product description as well as product category. Now successfully, by the help of this amazing video, now we have the complete idea that how to use the APIs endpoints of WooCommerce with the concept of digital signature, so that after calling that, after getting all the responses, how to bind with our component file. So inside this very first API integration topic, now we have the clear idea about API integration of WooCommerce with the React application. Now inside the next video, we have to go with much more APIs, but for the time being, this is only how to get all products of WooCommerce and bind with this React store. So for this interesting course, interesting video, please hit the like button to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Now let's meet to our next amazing video. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.